So I'm back here with the same component that I've used over the past couple of videos. And again, this is just a simple component here that is a form, takes in an input and uploads a file to Turbo. As you can see, upload file here, takes the file and uploads the files to Arweave using Turbo. And this is how it looks like. But right now I'm connected with a wallet that has no Winston credits. As you can see, this is the wallet. It has no Winston credit. So if I try to upload anything above 100 kilobytes, it's surely going to fail. And let me give that a try. Yeah, this is 25 megabytes. So if I try to upload that, it will ask me to sign the transaction. But this is going to fail because this wallet has no credit. But I have a wallet that has credits that I don't want to use here in the browser. And you might not know this, but it's actually impossible to send credits from one wallet to another wallet. But what you can do, you can see it says insufficient balance. But I have a wallet here that I'm using on my backend right here. I can't open my GWK, of course, but this wallet has some credits, and I can prove that it has credits by displaying the balance. So first thing I do is I import fs from fs, the file system. So I'll do wallet is going to be equal to file system dot read file sync. Nice, just like that. And so now the other thing I need to do, I need to initiate the Turbo instance, and this is going to be equal to turbo factory with turbo factory, like that, dot authenticated. And so here I'm going to pass the private key, and this is going to be equal to JSON.parse the wallet that I have here as my GWK, right? So now I'm going to log this, and I'll do await turbo dot get balance. Yep, and that should work. That should show us the balance in the console. So if I run node index.js, yeah, we should be able to see the balance, and it's the number of Winston credits I have. So if you convert this, it's around 0.85 Winston credits. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is and I can also show you the address I'm using here. So I can do turbo.get native turbo.signer .get native address, so that you see the address that I'm using here on my Node.js side. So I'll do node index.js. Yeah, and the address is right here. This is the address I'm using that has credits, which is different from the address I'm using in the browser as I showed you earlier on. This is the address that I'm using that is connected, that has no Winston credits. So now that I hold these two addresses, what can I do so that I'm able to upload using this address? I'm going to come back here, and the idea is very simple. This wallet can approve some credits to my other wallet for a certain amount of time, so that I'm able to use my other wallet to upload using turbo credits. So to do that, I'm going to do const, and this will return an object that I'll destructure. So I'll do await turbo dot share credits. And share credit takes in a couple of things. First thing, it's the amount, approved amount. And this is going to be equal to, we shall do this. So this is the equivalent of 0.1 Winston credit. So this is 0.1 Winston credits. The second thing here is the approved address, and this is going to be our address from the UI. So let's go back to the UI and pick the address that is connected via the UI. So I'll copy the address, bring the address back here, copy that. And the third parameter that we need here is expires by seconds, and this is going to be the amount of seconds that we want our share credit to be revoked, right? So if, for example, this user here doesn't use our credit within a day, we can just revoke the credits and they will come back to our wallet. And so this function returns two things, or three actually. We have approved approved data item, approved address, and approved wing amount. So here I'm just going to return the approved address just for now, and I'll log that in the console. So we have approved address, right? So now if I run this, it should return the approved address, and we'll know that 0.1 Winston credit has been approved to be spent by the other address in the browser, or by the other wallet in the browser. So we run that, and yeah, we can see this address is coming back, which means this has been successful. And we can actually confirm that it has been successful by running another function. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to approve or share credits twice. The next function to prove that what we did actually works is going to be await turbo.get approval. Yeah, get credit share approval. And this is going to take in the user address. And so here for the user address, what we're going to do, we're going to use our own address. So I'm going to do address here is going to be equal to await turbo.signer dot get native address. Wait, dot get native address. And I want to check the approvals, the received and shared approvals from our own address of this wallet. That's why I need to get it up here. So user address is going to be equal to address. And this function returns two objects. We have given approvals and received approvals. And these ones, so for this case, since we only shared credits to another address, we are going to see that there is given approvals because we haven't received any approval. But if we change this address here to this second address, we are going to see received approvals from the other wallet, and we shall do that. So if we log given approvals, we are going to also log shared approvals or received approvals. If we run this, I will do node index.js. Yep, you should see this is the first one, given approvals. It's an array actually. It's an array of approvals. You can see received approvals is an empty array because we haven't received any approval. So when I'm going to put here this other address, it's going to be the other way around. Given approvals is going to be an empty array, and received approvals is going to be an array with an approval. So again, you can see here, this is the ID of the approval. The approved address is the address we pasted in there, and the amount of Winston credit is here. And the paying address is this address that I showed you earlier, which is the address of this wallet. So now what I'm going to do is to exchange these and put this other one. And you should see things the other way around. So I save that. I'm not even going to clear the console so that you can see them side by side. Okay, yeah, so you can see here, given approvals is empty, but received approvals is here. So yeah, as you can see, on one side it's given, on the other side it's received. But if you check well, it's the same thing, right? You just change the side where it is. So now we have an approval for 1 day for 0.1 Winston credits. Let me get back to the Node.js app. So what we're going to do here, is there anything we're going to do? No, we're done this side. We've shared credits. Now it's time to come back to our browser and try this again and see if it works. So I tried to upload this same file again. Good thing it's still here. If I click upload file, it's going to ask me to sign. I'll try to sign that. Let's see what happens. And it's taking a second because it's a heavy file it's trying to upload. But we should see something happening in the console right in a second. So yeah, again, you're seeing insufficient balance, and this is normal. It's not that it didn't work, but inside here we have to add some extra parameter to tell Turbo to look for those shared credits, because right now Turbo is only looking at the balance, the straight balance of this wallet, but we need to tell it to look for those shared credits and use them instead. And so for that, we come back here to upload file. We do data item options, and for the most part we've been trying to add tags, but for this case we are not adding tags. We are adding another parameter that is called paid by, and paid by is an array that takes in addresses that have shared credit with you. So in our case, we're going to have the, let me see if I can find it here, or I need to log it. Yeah, so we get this address that paid credit or shared credit with us. And after picking that, I add it here on this list, right? And just with that very little update, we can now try to upload files again. So I click upload files, I sign that, and let's see what happens in the console. So yeah, as you can see, we are now receiving an update, and this is the result, and it shows that our data has been uploaded successfully, even though the wallet didn't have any balance. So you can see, first time it failed, but second time it succeeded because we have been shared. The other wallet has shared credit with us, and also we have changed our code a little bit to add this paid by to our front end, and that way our wallet can use the credit that has been shared with that wallet. As easy as that. Actually, let's try to see something here. I'm going to try to see if this will change and will show us the amount we still have. I don't think that is going to change anything, by the way. Let's try and see. Yeah, that doesn't change anything. But then I think if we try to look for, let me remove this. I don't think we'll need this anymore. If I try to look for the balance of the initial wallet, because the Winston credit should be cut from the initial wallet, it should have gone from 0.8 something to 0.7, or yeah, it should change at least. So we have await turbo dot get balance. So if I try to load the balance again, we should see the balance has gone down. So balance, I log that in the console, I run the function node index.js. So yeah, you see, it has gone from 8 something to 7.5 something. So the amount has gone down, and that shows that the Winston credit that was approved to be shared has been shared on the other wallet, right? And that's very exciting. But then this wallet, it still has zero balance because it only approved to share balance of another wallet, but on itself it has zero Winston credits. So if I run, let me just clear the console. If I run node index.js, you'll see that our browser wallet has zero Winston balance, but then it has one approval here, as you can see, received approval. So it's able to use that approval to be able to upload, as we've just said in the browser. It has uploaded a file of 25.6 megabytes by using the credit that was shared. But hey, there is another function that you can use as the person who shared credits. You're like, oh, wait a second. I think I don't want to share credits anymore with this person, even though that delay is here, right? The expiry date. What you can do is there is a function called revoke credits, and let's look at that function. So I'll first get rid of this. I don't think I'll need this anymore. And now I'm going to have here results. We shall see the result that comes back is going to be equal to await turbo.revoke credits. And what we're going to pass here is the revoked address. And the revoked address is this same address that we approved up here. So what will happen is all the credit that I shared with that address are going to be revoked. And I think after this, we shall go back to the browser, try to upload a file again, and that should fail again because that address, first of all, has no Winston credit, and also after revoking its credits, it won't have any shared credits. Okay, so we try to log the result and see how the result looks like. So we do node index.js. And yeah, you can see it returns this approval that we had before. So which means it has been revoked. You can see inactive reason revoked. So before we even go to the browser, let me try to see something here. If we do as we did before, we're going to be await turbo dot credit, get credit. I think it's called get credit share approvals, and we're going to put the address, and here the address is going to be this address here that we gave approval to, right? Or we can actually put any of them, either the other one, and if we log given credits and received credits. Let's see what comes back to us. Given credits and received credits. Actually, we can only log received credits, received approvals in this case, because we only received approvals. And after receiving the approvals or after sharing the credits from this other wallet, the received approvals array had one data item, but right now it should be empty or it should have the revoke on it. So let's see how it's going to look like. Node index.js. And there you can see it's now an empty array, which means the shared approval has been revoked. And if we come back to our browser and this same file, we try to upload it, it's going to fail. So you click on upload file, you sign that, you should see insufficient balance being logged here at some point. And so yeah, as predicted, you can see insufficient balance here because this wallet has no Winston credit, as I mentioned before, and also its share credit approvals has been revoked. And so it has no credit to use for this upload, and you can see insufficient balance. But now you have an idea of how you can use credits from one wallet and share with other wallets and share approvals with other wallets, because Winston credits per se, they are not shareable among wallets, but there is this good function that can make use of them from one wallet to another. And so before I end this video, I wanted to explain this a little bit. So here you have expires by second, and you can specify the amount of seconds that you want the share credit to be valid, right? So for example, if we hadn't revoked this share credit, it was going to expire in 1 day or in 24 hours. So when it expires, all those credits come back to the initial wallet, and it's going to be this wallet here. So if you share credit and they're not used, they won't get lost. They will just come back to you naturally. That's the last thing I wanted to point out. And so yeah, that was it for this tutorial. I think at this point you can now see how to share credits among wallets, even though you can't send those credits or those Winston credits. There is a function that makes good use of those approvals, and you can use them among your different wallets or share with other people. So yeah, that was it for this video. See you in the next one.